was asked earlier on what role the European Union had in the Middle East. Of course, I know it was a rhetorical question because he's very committed to a solution. But it is a fact that the European Union has direct interest in the outcome of the Middle East peace process. I speak from a constituency in Yorkshire where the 4 bombers who attacked London several months ago came and they were motivated by what was happening in the Middle East. The bombers in Madrid also. So the security of Europe is directly connected to the Middle East. And I believe that we also have historic and humanitarian commitments to a peaceful outcome. After all, the process of peace has been slow and patchy and has resulted in numerous initiatives, numerous intergovernmental conferences, Madrid and Oslo and so on. We've got to the point now, in October 2007, where there's almost a desperation to try and find some solution. So I believe that it's now time for some fairly radical new thinking. And one of the propositions I'd make is that the recent talks between Mr. Olmert and Mr. Mahmoud Abbas about, in effect, final status solution should reflect the negotiations that Mr. Olmert himself, a young parliamentarian, had in 1987, where he and the PLO negotiated privately actually to talk about the capital of the Palestinian state in East Jerusalem, about the borders of 1967, about some settlers returning. In other words, he'd got there in 1987, and maybe now the time will come, this autumn, when these 2 leaders, encouraged by the international community, will come together radically to shape the future for a peaceful 2-state solution to the Middle East peace process. And may I just say one other thing? Mr. Triantafyllides and his delegation, who went to Palestine the other day, came back with 2 fundamental conclusions. Let's focus on the humanitarian situation in Palestine, but let's also think about the role that elected parliamentarians there and elsewhere can play in this process. We should not be forgotten. Thank you.